Welcome back here for the Twin Cities Film Fest. I'm your host, Blythe Whaley, and this is day 2. We have some awesome filmmakers coming up, exactly like this guy here. This is Justinsuperstar in his film Mom and Dad's Nipple Factory. We'll get into it, but Justinsuperstar, love the name.
Thanks.
And of course, we want to get that deep dive maybe into your film. Get people up to date on what we're talking about today.
Yeah, so Mom and Dad's Nipple Factory, it's a documentary I spent the last 8 years working on. It's about my parents. Grew up in a very conservative Christian household in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. And after my mom's breast cancer and reconstruction, my very shy, nerdy dad, who probably never said the word nipple to us growing up, took over my sister's old bedroom in the house we grew up in and turned it into this like nipple laboratory to build my mom a replacement nipple so she could feel complete again after the cancer. And they showed it to their plastic surgeon, and the plastic surgeon was like, there's nothing like this for women. You need to offer this to more people. So now they've made over 5,000 for people around the world that have breast cancer, and it was kind of a family secret. And then I uncovered it and made a film about it.
And wow, I mean, to really let that sink in what you just said, because there are so many women out there, of course, with breast cancer and dealing with exactly what you're talking about, trying to feel complete again. And so getting to see that firsthand, of course, you said this film about your parents. What was that like to see your mom going through that? And how do you feel like what your dad did for her changed maybe some of those emotions that she had?
Yeah, so I was living away from home when mom was going through her cancer. It was back in 2007, which is part of why this really was a mystery to a lot of us kids. I'm the oldest of 5. And it was just something that, like, in our family, we just didn't really talk about this kind of thing. And so she got over the cancer and the reconstruction. All this stuff was kind of happening as like a mystery to us. And then when I got home and wanted to dig and learn more about the story, it really was incredible to learn about it through this film. Really, I didn't know about it beat by beat as it was happening, but this documentary really is this incredible way of us learning as a family what was going on, because it was kind of a mystery.
And especially, too, when you think about what that's like with even a name like your film.
Yeah.
It kind of stops people because, of course, normally, like you said, some people, you're not saying nipple, that's not a normal thing. But how do you help people get back to that real root of what that looks like for their body? And ultimately, I hear you have show and tell for us.
We'll save it to the end.
We'll save it to the end. Okay, I love that.
You know, it's good you bring that up, because I think the moment I realized this was more, because a big part of it is my parents' love story, but the moment I realized the power of what they were doing was I was actually interviewing one of their customers, and I was like, oh, let's see how this goes. I was already kind of in their area for a shoot, and she was just getting so emotional talking about the power of how the doctors told her, after your surgery, when you look in the mirror, you're always going to think of cancer. And she's like, with these nipple prosthetics, she's like, I don't think of cancer anymore. And I was like, what an incredible, powerful impact. It's just terrible that people would be ashamed of their nipples, right? We should be proud of it. And to be able to see how my parents in this little town in Wisconsin were able to help thousands of people feel complete again is really, really cool. So yeah, for people, I have conversations with people going through breast cancer or significant others, and it's just like the dialogue this has brought up has been really powerful.
And so what I love too is listening to what people have talked about your film, whether that's saying that it was funny but also inspiring. And how do you feel like you towed that line of making it maybe a serious topic and being able to find some humor and find some funny things that can be a part of this film?
Yeah, I'm glad you bring that up, because it is something where it's about cancer, yes, but it is like a love story, and I think it's pretty funny too. It's not something where it's all just sad, sad, sad. And I think a lot of people going through tough stuff like cancer, you kind of need that humor. You need that levity to get through it. And so that's a big part of how we built the film as well, to make it fun, but then also meaningful and powerful, and really just a testament to a family coming together again.
What do you think was your biggest challenge as you were trying to prepare this film and get this one ready to be screened today?
Well, probably my dad. He was really a great partner in making this film, but he's so shy and so quiet. We screened this in Eau Claire a month or so ago, and I was like, you'll probably hear, people have known my dad for 40 years. You're going to hear him say more words in the next 81 minutes than maybe you've heard in 40 years. So in a lot of ways, breaking through that kind of conversational barrier with him was a challenge, but then once we were there, the way he opened up was just incredible, and I think it just helped me get so much closer to him and my mom. Because like when you're building, and I can do the show and tell now, you know, when you're building something like this, which again they've made thousands of, which is just like such a product of love and care. And I just was like, Dad, how did you do this? And it just is it's been such a cool journey to experience this.
And when I think about what you touched on that this film has been a part of multiple festivals here before coming to the Twin Cities Film Fest. What has it been like to see people's reactions and kind of see some of that firsthand after it's been screened?
It's great. We've maybe 10 or 12 festivals that we've done so far, and we're actually starting a national theater tour. So we're in another 10 or 15 different cities around the country over the next couple months. And the reaction's been amazing. Like, we have some great happy tears at the end. And like, we opened at the Milwaukee Film Festival. We were their opening night film. And we had a sold out 1,000-seat theater, which was unbelievable. And we got 2 standing ovations. And here I am, like this little movie about my family, and my parents are getting this incredible reception. And so the conversations I've been able to have with other people like me who are kids who grew up in a Christian family and maybe kind of drifted away from that, and cancer survivors and people going through it, like, it's just been super awesome. And I'm glad that I can bring this very unique story to audiences. There's not too many breast cancer comedies out there, and it's, it's cool.
How have your parents responded to becoming stars and getting to be on the screen?
Yeah, so after my dad saw the film, his reaction to it was, "It's well made, I just wish I wasn't in it." And I'm like, "Well, Dad, that's kind of hard, you're in the title." But yeah, the reaction's been really positive. It's been amazing to be able to travel to festivals with my family and share this story and have this kind of weird little family vacation that is all based around this secret nipple project.
And I know you said it took many years for it to come together. Was there any times that maybe were hard to keep going and to keep making sure that this film saw the screen?
Oh, every step of the way has been an absolute nightmare. Like, making a movie is so hard. And after my first feature documentary, I was like, I'm never doing that again. And then once I started this as a short film called My Dad's Nipple Factory, where my dad actually builds me a third nipple, but I couldn't figure out like the heart of it. And it wasn't until I identified my parents' love story as like the key that I'm like, okay, this is like a very relatable story. But every part of the process has been difficult and a struggle. It's hard to pin down just one, but this is like the fun stuff where I get to share it with amazing audiences here, Twin Cities Film Festival, and all around the country, because working on something like this just alone in my room during the pandemic, it's like to be able to be in a theater with people, there's nothing better. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're so glad you're here. And I know you're talking about multiple festivals, maybe some even after here, the Twin Cities Festival today. What does that look like? What's coming up for you?
So I'm going to Florida on Monday for a screening there. We have another film festival kind of in the Penn State area. I just learned that we're playing in East Lansing. So you go to nipplefactoryfilm.com. That will have all the details, all the screening dates. But we expect to be continuing to screen in theaters and then probably releasing more widely early next year on digital and stuff like that.
Which is so great to hear, especially because you know how many people that breast cancer is affecting and how many people that this can really help just lighten their day, lighten their mood, but even everyone who just knows what it's like going through hard things. But I want to transition a little bit and talk to you, Justin, about what it's like making films that are outside of even the documentary space. I know that you are credited as being one of the first or the first video blogger. How has film taken you to so many different places?
Well, I'm from Eau Claire, and it's been pretty amazing because I started putting my life online in little videos in like the year 2000, so a very long time ago. And through that, being able to share just who I am and kind of my stories and adventures, I was able to meet a lot of other people very early on in the creative kind of realm. So ended up working at Google, so I worked at YouTube for a little while, and then went out on my own to do my own film stuff. So I've really been doing this for over 20 years. And it's amazing, like when you're a creative person, and you know this, you're a creative person, you act and do things, right? When you're able to put yourself out there, whether it's in a video or on the internet or whatever, film, like it's such a powerful, important thing to have that output, because when the energy you put out comes back to you in a lot of ways too. Yeah. So I think for me, it's just been important to just put things out there, and it's changed my life. Like it's been made friends, and I met my wife through the internet. We fell in love talking on AOL Instant Messenger in 2003 because I was a comedy writer for a website. So just getting stuff out there just changes people's lives.
You talk about getting stuff out there. Also, viral videos is a part of
Sure.
what you have done. And so I think everyone out there listening, so many people are trying to make a viral video and they don't know how. Do you have any tips that maybe you want to share?
You know, I think the age of viral video has kind of changed. Like with TikTok and a lot of other things, like the kind of viral hit, it spikes and then it can just disappear. I think people are better served like being truly authentically themselves. Hey, if you're really into like collecting spiders, great. Make 20 videos about that, right? But I think it's important for people to make stuff authentically themselves, and when they find success, they don't feel like they're faking it or it was just like a one-off type of thing. So I have a creative agency. We're called BMP Creative, and we do stuff for Netflix. So we do 300 social media videos for Netflix every month, and so you're able to see like what hits, what doesn't, and to be able to work with a brand like that is super awesome. But you know, personally, I wish I could make 300 videos a month. I think I'd probably be just as good as working for Netflix.
Yeah.
Do you want to make 300 videos a month?
Oh yeah, no,
Okay,
just kidding.
we'll
No.
go from this. All right, great. All right. This will be one. You can
Yeah.
do $2.99 after this video.
Right? Yeah, starting now.
Okay, good.
No, but Justin Superstar, this has been amazing talking with you and certainly some wonderful advice. So I hope everyone out there listening took that and such an awesome product that your dad has brought to so many people. But Justin, your film screening here soon. We're going to have to let you go. But thank you so much for being here on the red carpet with me. I've enjoyed it.
Thanks for having me.
You guys, so many more awesome filmmakers like Justin Superstar will be up on our red carpet throughout the day. Make sure you're tuning back with us. Thanks, guys.